Dear students, see today I am going to discuss about the preparatory procedures of the colloidal solutions and purification part of the colloidal solution. These two things we consider in this video. See, you know the meaning of the colloidal solution or a definition of the colloidal solution. The heterogeneous mixture where the one component is dispersed in the other component in the form of a small molecular aggregates which are ranging, that is 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometers, is called as the colloidal solutions. The mixtures where the minor component is dispersed in the major component in the range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometers is called as the colloidal system, colloidal solution. See, colloidal system is considered as a heterogeneous system. There are two phases. One is the dispersion medium and other is the dispersed phase. Dispersed phase is equivalent to the solute. Dispersion medium is equivalent to the solvent. See, after the classification of the colloidal solutions, now we are come to the point to discuss about the how to prepare, agreed, that is a colloidal solution, and how to prepare it. See, nothing, it is a mixture, and here one has to disperse in the other in the form of colloidal colloidal particles. See, here there are two types of colloids. The first one is the category of colloids are called as the lipophilic colloids, solvent loving colloids. There the sufficient attractions are existing between the dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Solvent and solute are establishing the attractions. One is freely moving into the other thing. Stability is more. So, such colloidal solutions are called as the hydrophilic or lipophilic colloidal solutions. See, starch water mixture, gum water mixture, like this type of colloidal systems, see, are considered as the lipophilic colloids, where that is the dispersed phase has the attractions that is love the dispersion medium, easily mix. For the preparation of the lipophilic colloids, you need not show any extra efforts at all. So that is dispersal phase is easily dispersed in the dispersion medium. So just take the gum or starch, add to the water solvent which acts as a dispersion medium. Now stir it. On little warming, that is warming, then what happens? This is dispersion medium is, dispersal phase is distributed in the dispersion medium. That is, it looks like a homogeneous mixture. Easily the lipophilic colloid is formed. Similarly, by adding the gum to the water, the gum solution can be prepared. It is a colloidal solution. So, this is preparation of the lipophilic colloid is very, very simple. By add the dispersed phase to the dispersion medium, and on little warming, that is colloidal solution is formed. You need not take any extra procedures or extra pain to prepare the solution. Just to add and stir, that is a solution is formed. Whatever the procedures that we are proposing for the preparation of the colloidal solutions is and only for the liophobic colloids, where the solute is hating the solvent, that is dispersed phase is hating the dispersion medium. It is not establishing the attractions, it is not disintegrating and mixing with the that is with the dispersion medium. So now we are discussing about the preparatory procedures of the leophobic solvent hating colloidal solutions, where attractions are not establishing between the two phases. See, there are two, mainly the procedures are classified into two types. Now here, the bigger particles are converted into the, that is, particles of colloidal size 1. So we are breaking the bigger particles into the colloidal particles of the colloidal size 1. And second one is the, that is called as the dispersion method. So that is the bigger particles of the dispersed phase is available. Now we are breaking by using the mechanical action or any other thing. That we are breaking and converting into the, that is, particles of colloidal size. This procedure is called as the, this is the, that is the lump. This we are breaking into small particles of colloidal size by using the mechanical action or that is electrical action, that is we are breaking. This is called as the dispersion method or disintegration method. The second one is the, that is exactly opposite. The particles are in the, that is the less than 1 nanometer. They have the size of dispersed phase. Dispersed phase particle size is less than 1 nanometer. It is equivalent to the, that is in the molecular state or atomic state or in the ionic state, smaller. It is not an aggregate. Now what we are doing, we are gathering and combining and converting into the particle of colloidal size. Here construction of the small particles are taken and converted into the particles of the colloidal size. Here bigger particles are taken, broken into the, that is, particles of the smaller size. This procedure is called as the, that is disintegration, also called as the disintegration method, and this procedure is called as the, that is, dispersion method. This is called as the, where the small particles or atoms and molecules are combined to convert into the small molecular aggregates of colloidal size. That is called as the condensation method or integration method. So preparatory procedures of the colloids are broadly classified into the two types, that is dispersion method, condensation method. Disintegration method, that is integration method, combination procedure. In the disintegration method, that is different techniques are used. So again, there are three different procedures in the disintegration method. One is the mechanical dispersion method. Second one is the electrical dispersion method, which is also called as the Bredik's arc method. Let us see. And third one is the peptidation method. So there are three different techniques are used to prepare the colloidal solution in dispersion method, where that is colloidal solution is prepared from the bigger lumps to dispersion phase to, that is the smaller particles of colloidal size. See, very simple, nothing is there. Here mechanical dispersion method. What is this mechanical dispersion method? First here, that is normally this is colloidal graphite and that is printing ink. Indian printing ink, these are all prepared by this method. What they do here? See, first the dispersed phase is powdered to the possible extent. By using the mechanical this thing, we can powder it. Take the carbon powder and hammer it, and what happens, that is by grinding it you can convert it to the powdery form, to the possible extent powdery form. But now what they do is, and it is taken with that material, carbon powder is mixed with the suitable solvent in which that is the colloidal solution to be prepared. It may be water or it may be any organic solvent or anything taken. So you are preparing the slurry of a material with suitable solvent. Now what they do, that material, the slurry is, now colloidal mill is used. It is just like that is flour mill, where that is the wheat and all these things are converted into the powdery form. See, in the mechanical dispersion method, this slurry is poured into that is a colloidal mill. In the colloidal mill, 2 steel discs are used. The gap between the 2 discs are, that is very small. They are separated with a very little distance, and 2 discs are rotating in the opposite direction. Steel discs rotating, gap is very small between the the discs, and rotating in the opposite direction. And 4th condition is they rotate in the very revolutions, that RPM, nearly more than 7,000 RPM per minute. High speed rotation. If the material goes inside, it crushes the particle to the colloidal size. Only you are not adding the disperser phase. Disperser phase plus dispersion medium, both are taken in the form of the slurry. It is not a colloidal solution, it is a suspension. Now we are pouring into the mill, and when it is passing through between the 2, that is discs, which are rotating in the opposite direction, and where the distance is very small, they convert the disperser phase particle into the nearly colloidal size. From the mill, because of the rotation from the mill, what happens, that is the disperser phase and the dispersion medium, both are that thoroughly combined, and size of the particle decrease to the colloidal level and comes out in the form of a colloidal solution. So by the help of the mechanical action, you are trying to convert the size of the particle to the colloidal size by using a mill known as the colloidal mill. So this is called as the mechanical dispersion method. Graphite powder, and that is some solvent like water, that is alcohol, they are taken, powder, slurry is prepared and poured in the poured in the colloidal mill. Ultimately, that is the colloidal graphite is formed. Colloidal graphite comes in the form of, like a paste of graphite comes, which is used as a lubricant. Graphite is used as a lubricant. Colloidal graphite is used as a lubricant because of the layer structure. This is printing ink. So here, some stabilizing agent is required. I will tell you what is the need for the stabilizing agent. Tannin is used. This is a plant material. That gum acacia, it is a plant material, gum-like material, as a stabilizers. The tannin is used as a stabilizer, that is for the preparation of the colloidal graphite, that is for the preparation of the printing ink, a paste of ink, that is gum acacia, gum arabic is used as a stabilizing agent to increase the stability. Stabilizing agent is nothing but the chemical that is added to increase the stability of the leophobic colloids. Leophobic colloids are very unstable. Along with the dispersion medium and disperser phase, that is a third substance is used which helps in the increasing the stability of the colloidal solution. It is called as the stabilizer. So this is the mechanical separation process. Colloidal mill, that is crushing, that is Second one is the electrical dispersion method. So this is also dispersion. All the three are the dispersion methods. Electrical dispersion method. This is mainly used for the preparation of the metal colloidal solution, metal type colloidal solutions. Metal salts, solid and liquid type colloids are called as the salts. So what they do, that is here metal colloids are, metallic colloids are prepared by the electrical dispersion method. So Bredig proposed this special method. It is also called as the Bredig arc method. In this method, what they do, a metallic rod is taken. If you want to prepare the gold colloidal solution, gold salt, so take the what? Gold rods, 2 rods. It is very simple procedure. This is the water solvent which acts as a dispersion medium. Dispersion medium is required, dispersal phase is required, third reagent is required. This is the water, right? H2O is your solvent or dispersion medium, and here the 2 rods are taken. This is gold rod, like welding rods, gold rod, and by this is the whole setup is kept in the another container, that is around this container, around the container which contains the water, the ice is taken. That this setup is placed in the bigger container which contains the ice to maintain the low temperature conditions. That's all. So this is the original container with water which acts as a dispersion medium. Gold rods are taken. 2 gold rods are taken. Rods are immersed in this, and this is container with water is placed in the another bigger container containing this is ice, right? Ice is where ice is placed. So the cooling effect is that ice cools maintains the low temperature conditions. Now these 2 rods are connected to the current, electric current, and between the 2 rods high potential difference is created. This is the cathode or anode, whatever it is, that is when the high potential difference is created between the 2 metallic rods, the arc is produced, spark is produced, electric arc is produced between here. The electric arc creates the high temperature conditions. Now by taking the 2 gold electrodes, you are creating the arc between the electrodes. Due to the arc, temperature conditions are increased. So that is due to the temperature, that is metal vaporizes. Almost from this tip at the arc, the metal is converted to the atomic level, coming up in the form of vapor that is coming out. So due to the low temperature conditions created by the ice, the vapor that is condenses. Vapor of gold is condenses. Condense. So the few atoms of the gold combine each other, form a small aggregate. Now the size of the aggregated gold particle is in the range of colloidal size. Here during this process what is happening, that is the gold atoms are combining, the vapors of the gold produced combining and recombining and forming the small particles of that is gold, associated particles, or that is the aggregated part. Gold atoms are combined and converted to the colloidal size. This is carried, the concentration increases, but by using this technique what is the problem, and we can prepare the only, that is gold salt, that very dilute solution can be prepared. To stabilize this, that is KOH is added as the base is added as that is the stabilizing agent. So small amount of the base is added to the water. In that, two gold rods are dipped. Between the gold rods, electrical arc is created. When the arc is created, gold is converted into the atomic level, vaporizes. These vapors are condensed due to the cooling effect of the ice, and these atomic gold combine each other, the atoms combine each other to form the small particles of the gold, associated that is the clusters of the gold, small aggregates of the gold. Due to these aggregated particle size, gold particle size is in the range of colloidal size. Now dispersion medium is water, dispersed phase is gold, a metal is in the colloidal form, that is in the water. This is called as the gold salt. Similarly, if you take here it is created, that is it is only useful for the preparation of the metal salts, colloidal solutions of the metal. So if you take the copper, you will get the copper colloidal solution. If you take that is platinum rods as the electrodes, that is platinum colloidal solution is prepared from, and similarly that is silver rods and silver salt can be prepared. So this is dilute solutions of the metal salts can be prepared, and KOH acts as a, that is base acts as a, small amount of the base acts as a stabilizing agent. So this is the Brady's arc method. By creating the arc between the metal plates or metal rods, we are preparing the metal salts. So this is called as that is arc method. That is the electrical dispersion method. We are using the electric current, therefore electrical dispersion method. That is Brady proposed this technique. This is also called as the Brady's arc method. This is the second procedure of preparation of that is dispersion method of preparation of colloidal solution. And now the third one is the peptidation process. What is this peptidation process and this? So the peptidation process, nothing but the conversion of that is suspension into, it is a suspension, precipitate, conversion of the precipitate into the colloidal solution is called, that procedure is called as the peptidation procedure. See, it is not a colloidal, it is a precipitate. That is, the size of the particles is greater than colloidal particles. Now by using a technique, what you are doing, you are breaking the bigger particle into the particles of the colloidal size by using a specific technique. The technique is called as the peptidation process. So what they do in this procedure, one, see, peptidation. A freshly prepared precipitate is required. So many materials can be aluminum hydroxide precipitate, ferric hydroxide precipitate, and silver chloride precipitate, silver bromide precipitate, silver iodide precipitate. There are many things, and if you call like this. Precipitate is freshly prepared precipitate is copper ferrocyanide precipitate. Freshly prepared. It should not be old. Freshly precipitated precipitate is required. Precipitate is not a colloidal solution. Precipitate is a suspension. There the word suffices this one. And second one is a precipitate is freshly prepared precipitate. Precipitate is required. One. Second component is, that is a salt, this is dispersion medium. A dispersion medium is required. So to prepare this is converted to the ultimately dispersed phase, and this is the dispersion medium is required. The precipitate is taken into the dispersion medium. Now, it is taken into the dispersion medium, it is the size of the the material, that solute added is has the bigger than the colloidal size, it is called as a suspension. So the substance which is in the suspension form you are converting into the colloidal form. So third one is the peptizing agent is required. A peptizing agent is required. Three are required. So a precipitate, dispersion medium, peptizing agent is required. See, let us see what they do. See here, take the anything and freshly take the freshly precipitated ferric hydroxide. In a particular here the peptizing agent is electrolyte. Always this is an electrolyte. That is conversion of a suspension into a colloidal solution by adding electrolyte is called as that is peptization. Peptization, I am defining the peptization. Conversion of the suspension into colloidal solution by adding that is electrolyte is called as that is peptization. See here, for example, you take that is ferrous hydroxide, ferric hydroxide, freshly precipitated to the ferric salt solution, ferric chloride, sodium hydroxide is added, that is ferric hydroxide, reddish brown PPT of third group, that is aluminum hydroxide precipitate is white gelatinous, and chromium hydroxide precipitate is green, and that is ferric hydroxide precipitate is reddish brown, and ferrous hydroxide is dirty green, bottle green, dirty green. This is formed. This is suspension, this is precipitate. I am saying the precipitate. Particle size is greater than this one. Now what you are doing, add to the water. This is the water dispersion medium. This is the bigger particles are present. The ferric hydroxide which is formed is added to this and thoroughly stirred, mechanically stirred. This is size of greater than 1000 angstroms. The particle size, any material if you add and stir, what happens, that is distributed size of the particle. If you leave it and after some time it is settled again, that is it goes into the, due to gravity effect, it is separated. It is not a colloidal solution. Now what you are doing, to this you are adding the ferric chloride. This is the here peptizing agent is added. What is happening? When the ferric chloride is added, then what happens here? That is ferric chloride is added, and what happens here? This is the particle. What particle? Ferric hydroxide particle, which is in the that suspension form. On this, preferentially ferric ions are adsorbed. Right? Common ion is adsorbed. Similarly, here preferential adsorption. Lattice is building. What is happening? Lattice is building. That is ferric ions and hydroxide ions, ferric ions, hydroxide ions. Superficially, adsorption is taking place. Its own ions are adsorbing on the surface of this. This is the ferric ion. 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 Like this, that is adsorbed. See, during the adsorption, what happens? That the attractions are established between this surface and this one. In that process, what happens? Some energy is liberated. Surface is getting the stability because of the adsorption phenomena. Therefore, what happens? It breaks into smaller particles. Because of this phenomena, that is liberated energy is helping in the breaking of the bigger particle into smaller particle. Now, in the suspension form, if it is divided into the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or n number of particles, smaller particles, now the size of the particle is going from the suspension level to the, that is colloidal level. So required amount of the, that is peptizing agent is, this process called as the peptization. Required amount of the peptizing agent is added. So by adding the electrolyte, that is suspension can be converted into the colloidal solution. That phenomena is called as the peptizing agent, peptization. Chemical that is added is the electrolyte, that is called as the that is peptizing agent. This is the ferric chloride story. If I come to the, that is the other one. So now it is silver chloride is the precipitate. What is there? Silver nitrate to the silver nitrate. If you add the sodium chloride, silver chloride is precipitated. All we know the what reaction? Double decomposition reaction. Precipitate is formed, separated. White, the curdy precipitate is separated, silver chloride. And if it is to the silver nitrate solution, if you add the sodium bromide, that is a pale yellow precipitate of AgBr is formed, and potassium iodide is added, or sodium iodide is added, silver iodide, yellow silver iodide is precipitate. Precipitation, not colloidal solution. So to the freshly prepared this one, add the, that is and any electrolyte. What electrolyte to be added? Now we are peptizing, converting into a colloidal state, suspension. Precipitate is converted into a colloid. That is to add. First it is taken into the water. That is the where the what the dispersion medium is water, hydrosol. Now, and to this system, what you are adding? AgCl is adding here. AgCl is added. This is AgCl. Stir it. Small particles of the AgCl is dispersed in the water, which is a dispersion medium. That is, now what you are doing? To this, you are adding you have to add the electrolyte. In choosing the electrolyte, you must be specific. That is, common electrolyte containing the common ion of the, that is precipitate to be taken. Either Ag plus ion or Cl minus ion. So, if to this solution, if you add the silver nitrate as peptizing agent is added, then what happens? On the surface of this, silver ions are precipitated. Silver ions are adsorbed, held up. Extension of the lattice. Right? This is the case. Agreed? So when this is adsorbed, what happens? There is some amount of the energy, differential adsorption. That is, some amount of the energy is liberated. This breaks into the smaller particles. Right? Now, that is small particles of, that is, and silver chloride. This is the silver chloride. These are the silver ions and the silver chloride. Now this is in the bigger size. This is now in the colloidal size. This is AgCl, nothing. AgCl with adsorbed this one. This is the AgCl with adsorbed silver ion. So you may say that why are you adding to this system? You can add the silver nitrate for as peptizing agent. You can add the HCl or sodium chloride, anything that is chloride ion is the common. Then in that case also, that is, this is the silver chloride. This is the all. These are the, that is adsorbed are the chloride ions. Chloride negatively charged. Now colloidal particle is, and that is acquiring the charge. Colloidal particles are the charged particles because of this phenomenon. So once it gets the negative charge, once it gets the positive charge, here it is getting the positive charge when silver nitrate is added as a peptizing agent. That is, now each sphere is small sphere which are in the colloidal range, they cannot combine each other. So the positively charged sphere, when they come closer to each other to recombine and convert into the suspension form, that is the charge is preventing. So colloidal particles, now due to this phenomena, again recombination is not possible. It remain in the permanently in the colloidal form till the what they have the charge. Here negatively charged. here positively charged. So which charge to be created on the surface of the colloid, that depends on the, that is, nature of the peptizing agent used. Similarly, I told you that in the initial the ferrous hydroxide, this is prepared. So this is the ferrous hydroxide salt can be, take the ferrous hydroxide, precipitate in the water and add the ferric chloride as the peptizing agent, that is ferric ion is adsorbed, positively charged colloidal solution is formed. Take the AgCl, add the silver nitrate solution. In this process what happens, that is the positively charged silver chloride colloidal solution is formed due to the preferential adsorption of the silver ions on the surface of this. Take the aluminum hydroxide precipitate, aluminum chloride, sodium hydroxide, add this aluminum hydroxide, white gelatinous precipitate is formed, gel-like material is formed. To that you add the HCl or anything. You are adding HCl. No, I am not adding the HCl, I am not this thing. Aluminum hydroxide, small amount of the aluminum hydroxide base reacts with the HCl, convert into the, that is AlCl3. Now instead of adding the AlCl3, we are adding the HCl, which is automatically converting the part of the aluminum hydroxide into aluminum chloride and produce the aluminum ions. To peptize this, that is either aluminum ions are required or OH minus ions are required. When you add the HCl, the aluminum ions are created, or add some amount of the sodium hydroxide. We say in the third group, remember, recollect your this thing, that is the chemistry. Third group, if the white precipitate is formed, it is further soluble in the excess of sodium hydroxide, then that is called, that is indicates that presence of Al3 plus ion in the given salt. So white is dissolved in the sodium hydroxide due to the conversion of the precipitate into colloidal solution. I told you colloidal solution is a, that is, it is equivalent to the solution. It looks like a, that is true solution. So these are the peptidation. The process of conversion of all the three are the mechanical dispersion, electrical dispersion, Brady-Karp method. Peptidation procedures are used to prepare the leophobic colloidal solutions. So by a dispersion method. Now let us take the other one. Yeah, other technique. See here, in this technique, condensation method, where we are combining the atoms or molecules. Originally, that is, material is in the atomic state or dispersion phases. Dispersion phase is the atomic state or ionic state or the molecular state. That is, the size is originally in the less than 1 nanometer. Now, what we are, by using some technique, we are, that is, they are aggregating, combining. They are combining and changing into the colloidal state. That process is called as the small particles to, we are converting into the bigger particles of colloidal size. This is called as the condensation method or integration method, combination method. These are all the chemical procedures. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. There are 4 procedures, right? There are 4 procedures. See, in these 4 procedures, this is 5th procedure. This is 5th procedure. See, these are all the chemical procedures. This is the physical procedure. See what happens now in the solvent exchange method. See first, see sulfur and phosphorus, that is their colloidal solution can be prepared. What is the principle? That is, take the material, that is dispersion phase, dissolve in the suitable solvent, that is dispersion medium, prepare the true solution. Sulfur is soluble in the alcohol, sulfur is soluble in the carbon disulfide, sulfur is soluble in the carbon disulfide. This is phosphorus is soluble in the alcohol but insoluble in the water, sulfur is insoluble in the water but soluble in the alcohol and carbon disulfide. So now when it is sulfur is added to the carbon disulfide, it is dissolved in the carbon disulfide and converted into the, that is a true solution. by true solution. So it is dissolved, it is existing in the molecular state. If the solute exists in the solution in the molecular state, then it is called as the atomic state or ionic state. It is called as the true solution. It is not a suspension. Sulfur is not forming suspension in the carbon disulfide or that is water. Now what you are doing? You are adding another solvent exchange, another solvent in which it is not soluble. So now this is sulfur in ethyl alcohol or carbon disulfide. So true solution. It is true solution. Now it is poured. This true solution is poured where this is existing in the molecular state. Poured. This is the water. Right? This is poured into the water. When it is poured into the water, then what happens? This is sulfur is immiscible with the water. Then what happens? That is this is converted into the bigger particles. That is sulfur atoms are sulfur. That is combined. X atoms of the sulfur or molecules are combined into that is SX form. So this is the bigger particle. Many atoms are involved. Or if you say the word S8, X are combined, S8, that is X molecules are combined and converted to the bigger particle. So that is which is in the molecular state is converted to the colloidal state. This procedure is called as why it is converted to this one? It is insoluble in the water. So no relation between the hydrophobic colloidal solution is formed. Similarly, take the word phosphorus in alcohol, that is poured in the water, added to the water, then what happens? Phosphorus P4 taken X times, that is colloidal solutions form. So prepare the true solution in the particular solvent, add that true solution to the another solvent in which the one that substance is insoluble. Then it can molecular state is aggregate. The molecules are dispersed phase. Molecules are aggregated to convert into the colloidal form. This is the simple procedure. This is that is preparation of the sulfur colloidal solution. If you have the colloidal sulfur, you can convert into this one, dissolve in the ethyl alcohol and pour to the water. So this is the solvent exchange method. Now other procedures are the simple procedures. They are what are those procedures? Simple double decomposition. We are conducting a chemical reaction. The element or compound is forming, so that is converted into this one. Here double decomposition, a reaction. Arsenous sulfide is prepared by this method. AS2S3 is prepared by this method. So to this, what they do, it is treated with some double decomposition reaction. Arsenous oxide is treated with that is H2S, and that is arsenous sulfide chemical reaction. AS2S3 is formed, that is H2O is formed. This is colloidal. This is sufficient quantity of this is added, colloidal solution is formed. Double decomposition. Or you take the silver nitrate solution, add the sodium chloride, the required quantity of this one, and excess, this should not be added in excess, and that is what happens. AgCl is added, this is colloidal solution, Sol is formed, this is NaNO3 is formed. So double decomposition, exchanging their anions. So that is a double decomposition. You can write down many reactions like that. That is a double decomposition reaction. That is carefully, that is normally we say that this is precipitate is formed. Suppose if you take the water less of sodium chloride, then what happens? A colloidal solution is formed. Colloidal solution is formed. So if less of this is taken, what happens? That is less of this is taken the less than required, then total silver nitrate is converted to that is silver chloride. Precipitate should form, and on that silver chloride, that is still AgNO3 is present. That is silver ions are that is adsorbed on the surface of it. The peptidation phenomena, that is preferential adsorption, this is formed. Similarly, that is silver nitrate plus that is K potassium iodide, but this is taken in lesser quantities. That is silver iodide, so sol is formed. This is NaNO3 is formed. This is the case, double decomposition method. And next one is an oxidation procedure. By conducting the oxidation reaction on certain materials, we can prepare the colloidal solution. Normally, the best example is the sulfur. See, H2S. When you pass through the aqueous solution of the H2S, hydrogen sulfides, sulfur dioxide gas, if these two solutions are mixed, what happens? Sulfur plus water is formed. Sulfur is formed. So in the water, sulfur is formed. This is colloidal sulfur. So that's the -2. This is converting to the 0. I am not checking this, but here to here is oxidation. Here to here is reduction. So that is this. Or you take the H2S and treat with the HNO3. That is the second group we discuss about this thing, and that is sulfur plus nitric oxide or nitrogen dioxide depending upon the concentration of the HNO3. That is sulfur is formed. In the second group, reagent is the H2S. So there are many metals, that is copper, mercury, Hg2 plus ion, Cu2 plus ion, Bi3 plus ion, cadmium ion, Cd2 plus ion. These are all common to the category of the second group, second A group. That is H2S is the reagent used. So before adding the H2S, you have to add the HCl. That is, there's a solubility product principle, suppression, common ion effect suppression. So H2S, and that is if you instead of that is there we say that is HNO3 should not be used in the third group, second group. In place of the HCl, HNO3 is not HNO3 is prohibited in the second group because HNO3 has the reaction with the H2S, colloidal sulfur is formed. Two reagents. For the acidification, HNO3 is added and H2S gas is passed. That is, both are reagents for the second group. If they react each other to produce by leaving the main reaction, the two added substances are chemically reacting each other and producing that is colloidal sulfur. Yellow, the whole of the test tube is that is loaded with the colloidal sulfur. 2 minus ion or -2. This is the -2. This is 0. This 2. This is oxidation. Easy. Colloidal sulfur. Take the H2S solution. Add the HNO3. Or take the HNO3 in the test tube. Pass the H2S gas into this. The whole of the test tube is loaded with the colloidal sulfur. So oxidation process. This is the oxidation process, preparation of the colloidal sulfur. That is, next one is the reduction process. The reduction process, then many things can be prepared by the reduction process. By conducting the reduction on the given material, we are preparing the colloidal solution. That is gold, that is silver, this is platinum. These are prepared by, these salts are prepared, metal salts are prepared by, colloidal solutions are prepared by this method. So that is, purple case is the AuCl3 plus gold chloride on treatment with the stannous chloride, that is gold sol is formed plus SnCl4 is formed. Balance is not required for us. This is plus 3 gold is converted to this one. 0 is an oxidation process on the gold chloride. This is participating in the reduction. This is reducing this is the reducing agent. This is the oxidizing agent undergoing the reduction. This is the case. When the gold is formed in the aqueous solution, then what happens? The atomic gold combine each other to convert into the colloidal form. By conducting the reduction reaction on the gold chloride, or that is chloroauric acid, HSnCl4, chloroauric acid, or HAuCl4. This is called as the chloroauric acid. See, HCl plus HCl gives the HCl. Idi HCl. Both combine each other and form the chloroauric acid. The hydrogen chloroaurate 3. So this is and this is gold sol is formed. This is also called as that's purple caseous colloidal solution. That is the colloidal gold. Colloidal gold is formed and SnCl4 further reacts with the water and convert into the SnO2. On SnO2 this is adsorbed. That mixture is called as the purple caseous. It has a purple color. The color of the gold sol depends on the size of the gold particles. Smaller particle size is very small, in the range of that is less than 100 nanometers. It shows the deep red color. Still bigger size, purple color. Still bigger size, it shows the blue color. Still bigger size, it shows the yellow color, normal gold color. That depends on the size of the gold, purple caseous. That is the extraction of the gold. That is we discussed about the purple formation of the purple caseous. That is reactions of the gold. This is similarly if you take the AgCl, that is treat with the hydrazine reducing agent. So hydrazine is reducing this. This reduces the, or you can instead of SnCl2 you can take the formaldehyde also. If you take the formaldehyde instead of this, here the formic acid is formed. Aldehyde is oxidized to carboxylic acid, formic acid. Hydrazine, then this is formed, gold is formed, N2 plus HCl is formed. This is good. Silver sol is formed. Similarly, if you take the PtCl4 plus that is the SnCl2, that is stannous chloride, reduce the platinum chloride into platinum, platinum plus SnCl4. Every way that is the reduction of a material into a metallic gold, metallic silver, metallic this. The reducing agents are different here. SnCl2 or formaldehyde can be used. Here the hydrazine can be used. Here the SnCl2 is used. So that is in the reduction, metal is created. This is mainly used for the preparation of the metallic salts. Metallic salts are prepared. In the last case, that is removed from the board, that is hydrolysis. Salt hydrolysis, you know, some salts undergo the hydrolysis. So here, in the hydrolysis process, the particularly chlorides or sulfates of the nitrates of the heavy metals on heating with the water, they are converted into the that is their hydroxides. So ferric chloride is the best example. Ferric chloride plus water, that is ferric hydroxide is formed. This is HCl. Ferric hydroxide is formed. It is undergoing the hydrolysis. So while heating is carried, this is for HCl is formed, which is an acid reaction in the base. During the heating, it escapes from the system in the form of gas. HCl comes out. Therefore, ferric hydroxide is used. So that is ferric hydroxide sol is formed. That is or partly it is reacts with this one and ferric ions. This is ferric hydroxide. That is ferric ions are adsorbed on the surface of this. That is total ferric chloride is not involved in the hydrolysis, only partially involved in the hydrolysis. That is ferric ions are adsorbed on this one as a baptizing agent. That is positively charged colloidal solutions formed. So this is the hydrolysis phenomenon. These are the different chemical techniques and physical techniques that are used for the preparation of the colloidal solution. So, see, I will take up the purification part in the next video.